Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my journey in Marvel Rivals, journey to Grandmaster, Celestial, whatever we end up getting. Today, this isn't going to be any sort of crazy gameplay, but this was a good victory in Platinum 2. I end up dying a good amount in this game, and as you can see, everyone's deaths in this game are actually really high. But we get some good block damage, do some good tank damage, and I actually will play Mag and Thor in this game. So let's get right into it and see what's going on. The other thing I haven't actually mentioned in any of these videos before, but is I'm kind of curious what people like to ban in these sorts of ranked games. Typically, we always go for like a Hulk, Spider-Man, Groot combo. Any of those three are typically good bans for me, but I'm curious what you guys ban. So leave a comment if you have any ban suggestions, people that you think should be banned that aren't always banned, something that maybe you've been able to abuse a lot or something like that this season. That doesn't ever get banned and you just absolutely pop off with, let me know in the comments. I'm always curious. So yeah, we'll get right into this game and we'll just try and play some frontline here. We'll bunny hop around. I see Emma's barrier is up, so I'll try and let my barrier recharge just a little bit here. And then we actually end up getting some really good picks off the rip. Our BP is kind of a monster, so we take the first point very easily, stagger the enemy team, and the Strange and the Thing are going to go down last, which is definitely not what you kind of want to see. You want to see those tanks going down first and then the rest crumbling from there. But the fact that their backline is just getting demolished and then their tanks are kind of the last thing to die shows that our back to front sort of style of gameplay is working. So we'll get right in front here, try and absorb a little bit of the storm damage. I see Emma step in front of me, so there's no need for me to use my shield. I can just save that and just try and farm towards my ult using my right click when those rings get full. And then Emma's barrier is down, and so I'll try and step a little bit in front of her, soak a little bit of that damage. And the BP is just running around, so I'll try and get a nice shield on him as well. We are going to pop Cloak ult, so we're going to be able to stand on that and feel pretty safe. Storm is going to solo ult our backline. I don't know where she's going. Shorty is in Narnia. We're just not going to worry about her. We're just going to keep frontlining, making sure that we stay on this payload. Make sure that the enemy team does not cap it at all. And we are sitting on a couple of ults coming up here in a second. So we're going to be feeling pretty confident that we can win this next fight. Our Star-Lord goes in and takes out the Rocket, which is very nice. Going to be able to give us a lot more presence, a lot less healing coming out for the enemy team. And I try and turn around and try and deal with this Wanda. I probably could have focused a little bit more on the front to back, but I really wanted to see if I could get a couple hits in there and help take her out a little bit quicker. But we are building towards all of our ults. We have 4 ults available. Enemy team also has 4 or 5 ults available. But our BP is just going crazy, and he takes out the Doctor Strange there. So we're going to get just a little bit more distance on the card here. Plenty of time to get the victory here. We got 4 minutes on the clock. And it's nice to get through this area without too much difficulty, because the last area you really do want as much time as humanly possible. I like that our Emma is looking to step through this little hallway here. Gets a couple kills with her ult. I try and shield her to give her some more survivability there. Our Star-Lord is going to take out one more. Our BP putting a lot of pressure on the back line, and we actually aggressively push through that little hallway there and take out a few members of the enemy team, which is a very nice way to go into this last little stretch. 5 minutes on the clock, so we definitely want to look to cap that third point, obviously, but sometimes you just can't really do that. So got to speak it into existence, you know what I'm saying? We haven't actually even used that many ults here, so we didn't have to use too many ults to get that point. So we are sitting on a couple of our own. But the enemy team does have a couple defensive support ults there. We're able to take out Luna, though, before she's actually able to do that. So we're going to try and kill this Rocket ult, destroy some of their survivability. And right here, I think I'm blocking, so I'm able to survive, but the Mantis is going to get taken out by that Scarlet Witch ult. I block it for myself, though, at least. So that's a badge of honor that I will wear, and I'll try and chase her down and take her out, but we are just not gonna. We're gonna ignore this invite. I don't know how to ignore that invite. I'm just gonna kind of ignore it. I appreciate getting invited, but we are just gonna. Can I hit R? I didn't even know this shows up in the recording tool, but or the replay tool. Sorry, everybody. Very professional of me. I know. But we're going to get right back in here. I'm going to get taken out. I wasn't even paying that much attention. I was a little bit confused, but I do die there. So I've been told. So We're all good. We're just going to chuck a shield on before this wall ends up reconstructing here. And try and get into the front line here and maybe even block. I think my idea there was to step behind the thing and just try and block some of the heals that were going into him. I try and get the Luna here, but I'm not actually able to hit her. I'm just kind of... I don't play a lot of mag. I haven't played a lot of mag this season, so my my ults are not going to be the greatest here. I think if I would have taken her out, we would have been sitting in a good spot, but everyone else kind of crumbles after I die, so I'm just, I don't know. It's just the mag is not working for me, so I decided to swap to Thor. I figured we could use a little more frontline damage. We see they're running one tank as well. So I'm like, okay, like if I can do a good amount of damage as Thor, maybe I can do a little bit more damage to this thing. And as soon as we take him out, then we are going to be sitting in a good spot. I like to play mostly Awaken Thor. I don't even really like to use my right click or my my shift unless I really need to. I like to just pop my F and then look to reset that as quickly as possible by farming those hammers. So I'm going to farm it back real quick. I'm going to pop Awaken again and just run down this rocket, make sure that we kill his beacon. And we put a lot of pressure on the backline there, especially with BP doing his thing. And we don't really need to even do a whole lot here. Unfortunately, Scarlet Witch is going to try and ult there, but she actually does end up getting pulled out of it. I'm not exactly sure what pulls her out of it, but it does happen, and we do take those. I like that Cloak and Dagger gets more of a preemptive ult here, trying to get people off of the point, trying to get them to back up. Unfortunately, they do counter with Luna ult, so we're not going to be able to take anybody out here. But it gives me a lot of good uptime to try and farm my own ult. So I'm going to try and position towards the backline here and kill this Namor right as he comes out of his bubble. We'll take two out. We'll take out the Luna. And now we just have to finish off this rocket and the thing. I love that our BP and our Emma are both going directly for that rocket. Unfortunately, Storm is going to get a three-piece and send a lot of us back to spawn. But Star-Lord is going to clean up the thing there. He's going to recap the point and start making a little bit of progress there with all of us dead. Kind of unfortunate, but he has to step off the point and get to safety. So not going to be able to finish off that point, even though that was a really, really good fight for us. We tried a lot of ults, and that Storm ult is just very, very hard to get around. So again, we're going to pop Awaken again, try and get a little bit more damage on this thing here. And when Storm steps up, hit her just a touch. But I know if this thing ends up going down, we're going to be in a good spot. We have to expect the Scarlet Witch ult. I'm going to get taken out here. Not much I can do. I get knocked down, and she's just going to take out 4 of us. So all good. Have 40 seconds on the clock. No big deal. Unfortunately, I think nobody was really ready for that as well on our team. I remember when I was playing this game a few days ago when it was actually live, we were calling it out like, how did she even get her ult back so quickly? But I believe she went back to 50% when she got CC'd out of it the first time. So it just took us a little bit off guard that they had access to that again, I think, and that push. And we felt safer than we definitely should have. So we take out the thing here. Lots of good follow-up damage. He gets choke slammed, and I get some good awakening damage on him. And now without that thing standing in front of their backline, we can really just get back here, miss all our shots, and kill the res beacon. So sitting in a good spot. We'll use the Awaken, try and get some good follow-up damage with this Emma ult. Rocket gets taken very, very low. Unfortunately, Scarlet Witch is going to do a number on our backline, and I'm actually going to go down here too. Storm is going to fend us off. And we're not actually going to be able to get this point, I don't think. Yeah, so we're going to go the first round, get a nice 2-0. Can't complain, honestly. It went okay. I think I could have played that better. I could have just maybe hit more shots because I'm just bad, but you know, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just not your day. Tank is also not my main role too, so these are characters that I haven't played in a little while. I don't play this game too much. I like playing the game, but I don't play these tanks. So there I go, making excuses. It's just bad. It's just bad play. Just bad play. But getting into this next round, and there's a lot of damage going out, and we're just gonna step up and try and live it. Just gonna get in this thing's face, make sure that I'm standing on the cart or near the cart as much as possible, especially when the enemy is near it, just because we want to make sure that they don't get any distance that we can avoid. recap the cart, have it go backwards. And thankfully we're able to take out the thing there. Stall their push just a touch. And then push them back into spawn. Unfortunately, Storm has actually already farmed ult, so we have Storm ult and Rocket ult both popped from the enemy team. Our Moon Knight tries to get something going, but Storm actually kind of messes up. I feel like she was going to get a ton of value off of that ult. Felt like she had a perfect setup, especially with that damage boost and all that, but she is not going to even take out anyone, and so we can just Cloak and Dagger ult. We'll be able to stand here in this healing. I'll just be able to stand on cart. They answer with Luna ult, but it's going to be a bit of a stalemate, and they're not actually getting any distance here. Clobber time does come in, so I'm going to try and shield myself and live as much as possible here, but our Cloak is going to die, and our Rocket is not going to be able to heal through that. So it is what it is. We're going to get aced. We held them off for a good amount of time, so 2 minutes on the clock, and we might even have a chance to stall them if someone can get the touch before they reach that first checkpoint. I believe they do get the first checkpoint here, so kind of unfortunate timing that they just got that little bit of extra distance, and they're going to reset the clock here, and we just call for the reset. I'm once again playing with the Star-Lord in this game, as per usual. So we call for the reset, decide to just back up, give them a little bit of distance, and make sure that we can fully reset and get some good stuff going and just reform the line. No staggers allowed. We get a nice pick on the Storm to start off this fight. Moon Knight ult's not going to be able to kill anybody here. And now I'm looking to in the sky to see if I can live this Scarlet Witch. I think Emma actually blocks that ult with her barrier. Very, very well placed barrier. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just throwing it up into the sky right in front of where the Scarlet Witch is going. So going to keep people safe. I also pop my my F to shield myself. And then Storm should get sent back to... actually, her ult fully does go off. So she is going to get sent back to 0% instead of the 50% in case she was CC'd. So we're going to be free from that cooldown for a good amount of time, actually, even though she has farmed it really, really quick in this stage of the game. And once again, Moon Knight just farming his ult unbelievably quickly. This is his second ult in this little part of the game. If you haven't been playing Moon Knight and you play DPS and you need just someone that farms ult and has a lot of impact, Moon Knight feels very, very strong this season, so definitely go ahead and do that. I'm trying to hit some shots on the Storm here. Not going to be super successful with that endeavor, but... can't blame a guy for trying, and there's going to be a ton of damage on me. I'll use my F a little bit late, try and survive here, but they are just going to run me down, and we're going to call for the reset one more time because we have a lot of time to actually get in front of the enemy team and maybe stop them from taking this second point. So I'm not entirely sure. I think it's because Emma actually pops her ult is that we're able to stay on the point and stall the cart for some more time, but I think we should have just backed up because we end up staggering a bit here. The delayed deaths on the Emma and the Moon Knight here is going to put us in a kind of a bad spot. The rest of us are going to go down. We just don't have the throughput to survive all of the front damage. Star-Lord is going to be able to stall just a touch as the rest of us respawn, but it's going to be a quick run back. But maybe not quick enough as we try and get back onto the point. And the enemy team has gained control over this hallway here. So it's going to be a little tough for us to get in here. Clobber time comes in with the Storm ult. I'm going to throw up my shield, try and block as much damage as I possibly can. But they're going to take out our Cloak, both of our healers actually, and our Moon Knight. I end up getting a kill on the Luna, which I just don't think I should have committed ult there. I thought... we still had a chance to win the fight. I didn't realize how many people were dead in the moment. So, get a good ult. It doesn't really matter. Luckily, I guess, on the bright side, the enemy team did blow a few ults there. So we know that we have maybe a couple tools that they don't have. We still have access to both of our DPS ults. So we should be looking at least a couple kills in our near future. I'll just turn around and shield the Moon Knight. We'll take out the thing. And as you can see, the tide of the battle really, really changes as soon as that second tank goes down. Our Star-Lord opts to pop ult and go over to the right-hand side here. He's able to take out a couple, finish off the Luna as well. And this is where we get some more control over the point and try and step up and get the enemy back into their spawn just to make sure that we can stall as much time as possible. Any extra time that we can waste as they try and walk up to this point is going to be a very, very good thing to do. So we'll just try and block, let Emma take over for a second, and then try and step in front of her. I try to block, but I don't think I have enough charge on my shield, so it actually goes down right as the Emma explodes. Yeah, it's just awareness diff, I guess. I just was trying to block too much, and then when I needed it was down. So it is what it is, but run back here. We have one more fight at the very least and still have access to that Emma Frost ult and Cloak and Dagger. So Emma's going to pop her ult. Not going to be able to get a whole lot with that. But I know the point is rapidly approaching its destination, so I'm going to try and stand on the cart and make sure that we can't, they can't get any extra distance, because we will need every single little piece of distance to stop them. Cloak and Dagger pops ult, so I'm able to just stand on cart. I get off cart momentarily just to see if I can get a kill on one of their backliners. Gonna take Luna very, very low, but not actually kill her. And I see that she gets very low here, so I'm gonna try and finish her off with a little damage here, but unfortunately she does get topped up. I get her low one more time, and both the healers are now just focused on healing each other, which I think is actually a good thing. As a result, we're gonna be able to kill the Storm and the Doctor Strange, staggering the enemy quite a bit. Storm is going to have 5 seconds on her. I'm still just poking some damage on these supports, completely trying to ignore the thing as much as humanly possible. And I see that we only have 16 seconds left, and I'm almost positive that they're not going to be able to touch. I didn't think they had access to Strange Portal again, but that is a-okay. We'll Cloak and Dagger ult right on top of them as they're coming out of this portal. I see Rocket in the back, so we'll try and get some follow-up damage on him, help the Punisher take him out. And Punisher is going to go absolutely crazy, kill pretty much everybody here, and going to try and block this storm damage. Not going to be enough, and she does get off point, and we'll just secure the victory. Why does it say 2-3? Technically it is 2-3, but we end up getting the victory on that one. So we'll peep the score screen as usual just to see what's going on. I don't think that was any crazy Magneto play, but we definitely did what we needed to do. We swapped around tanks a little bit. Tried to play behind the Emma when she had cooldowns running, and she played behind me a good amount. Did a lot of damage for a tank, get some good damage on the healers, ignoring the thing whenever possible, and the damage blocked is a little bit crazy as well. So yeah, leave a comment what you guys want to see next, if there's any characters you want me to take into ranked or make part of this series. As usual, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, appreciate all of the love so far. Keep it up. Couldn't do this without you guys, and this has just really become kind of a fun thing for me to do. So thank you guys all so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.